So if you want to animate a wallpaper, go to Wallpaper Engine, go to Wallpaper Editor, and it will ask you for the image that you would like to animate. So just press Create Wallpaper and choose the file that you would like to animate. Once you have selected your file and you've imported it, it will ask for this, so you can change the title. I'll just call it irelia, practice maybe. And it will also ask you to resize the image if it's not in the recommended size. So for example, mine is a bit too big, therefore it wants to make it smaller. So that's okay, just press OK. And we're imported. Okay, so after it's imported, you can see on the left add asset, on the right add effects. Those two will be the main things we'll be working with today. So the effects will always affect the image that you're working on, and the add asset will affect the whole project. So what do I mean by that is basically, if I add an effect, like here for example, flow effect, it will affect this image, as you can see. But if I have another layer, this one will not be affected by it, even if I drag it like this, or if I drag it like this, will not be affected by it at all, since the effects will always only affect this image layer. So I'll be starting with the effects for this one. We only have one layer to work with, so it will be pretty straightforward. So go add effects, and we're starting with the shake effect. So type in shake and add it. So afterwards you will see a bunch of options here. The only really important ones as of current are texture options here, those 3 big boxes, and the rest you can kind of ignore currently. So for the shake direction, it will always paint and actually make the image move, and for the opacity it will show which area will be affected by the shake direction. So basically what I mean by that is, if you press paint here and press show mask, you see everything is white. That means as of current everything will be affected by the shake direction. So if I would go to 0 here, 0 is always the eraser, and maybe add this a bit up, and then, I don't know, erase this part of the white layer of the mask, and go to a shake direction, and now move this part up. You will see that only the right part of the image is affected by the shake effect, while the left part will be still. So we don't want this for this image, so we just go here again, press show mask, and press clear while having the 255 selected here. So go to shake direction again, to this, and go to clear, and it's 0. And now we actually want to start animating, so go to around 150, 160, something like that. Doesn't matter the exact number. Zoom in, and you should ask yourself what you actually want to animate. In this image, obviously you want to animate the character and the swords of it, I think. So now you can add show mask, and you can start moving your mouse up a bit. If you move it up, it will always move up, and left will be moving like left, for example. Right will be moving right, and down will be dragging stuff down. So I want it to move up. So the size changes how big your brush size is. So something like this is fine, I think. Or you want to change the strength a bit and the size, since you want to simulate a breathing effect. Therefore we make this a bit stronger from the effect, a bit more. So I'll be looking like she's breathing. Can make the head a bit less movement, maybe. Maybe like this. Okay. Now we have the baseline of the character moving, and we go to layer, and we want the hair to move. So how do we do that? We press add, and we type in water waves. It's okay. If you see this, don't panic, it's normal. Just go to opacity mask, paint, here, and it should go away. If it's not going away, just go here to 0 and press clear. So, as of current, we want the hair to move. I'll start with this hair on the left, and then work on the right one. So something like this is fine, like 160 or something. And you want to move the hair. It will look weird at the beginning, but we'll fix it. So don't worry. That looks kind of like this. Now, you can change the direction of the waves. We want to do that, so change it a bit like this. So it points in the same direction as the main hair. It will not be the same direction as for this hair, for example, but I think it's fine. This is just a simple wallpaper. And yeah. So next you want to scroll down here and change the scale. Usually you should always aim for something between 10 to 20. I'll be choosing 12. And the speed I'll also adjust to maybe 1.4, 1.5. Then here change it a bit. I think this looks good. So the next thing we want to do is animate the other side of the hair. So we add another water waves. Go here again. And we will draw this side. Now it will be looking weird as this one isn't affected, so we can just draw over it, I guess. Since it's just also, it's nothing stiff, it can also move in the wind. Change the direction a bit, like here. And again, maybe like 12, maybe like 1.5 here. We wanted a bit less movement here. So something like this. Looks fine. You can also draw a bit on here, on the dress or clothes. So it will also look like they're affected by the wind. Let's go to the first water waves mask again, in which we draw the left side of the hair. And let's actually also do this on this side. Just add a bit of slight movement here. Maybe a bit too much. Maybe a bit less. Like this. Okay. Now we have the character moving, at least sort of. And let's add another water waves. And this time let's animate this part of the hair. And disable the shake layer currently. Next we go again to the water waves that we just added. And we want to press show mask and start drawing here. And this time on this type of hair. Just select the lower mount since the hair isn't being as affected from the wind here. So I think 70 is fine. Choose the direction again. And maybe like 10 here and 1.3. It's only wanted to move very little. So next thing you want to do is go to layer, and you want the eyes to start glowing, so go to add and add a pulse effect. It's okay. And this time there's only the opacity mask, so let's press here and choose a higher volume, higher amount, and a smaller size, and then just draw on your eye like this. And you will notice the eyes start glowing, but it's going very, very fast. And we don't want it to be this fast. So scroll down here, go to pulse speed, and set it to 1. So now it's like glowing way slower. If you want to change the color of the glowing effect of the eyes, just go here and maybe just like a blue or something, I don't know. I think it's good like this. Next thing you want to do is you want to make the dragon glow as well. So add another pulse effect. It's okay. It's opacity mask. And you just draw over the dragon. Sort of like that. So currently it looks very weird. So I'm going to go again, reduce the pulse speed to 1, and also go to here to 0, since 0 is the eraser. Make this a bit smaller, show the mask, and just erase everything that is on the background, as that will make it look weird, if that part is also glowing. Also erase this part here. Okay. And this part here. Right here as well. Sort of like this. Now if you want to change the color, scroll down again, and I'll choose yellow, since the dragon is out of yellow. And I think this looks fine, like this. Now the next thing you can do is to add some movement to the sword, so again add, and let's do another shake effect. Shake direction. 255 is fine, and you just drag it like this. Here again. Now here it's actually also affecting the background just a lot, so kinda want to reduce the size. Maybe something like this. So basically the more detailed your background is, the more difficult it is to work on one layer. So that's why usually I prefer to work on multiple layers and just add the character into different parts, which you can do with GIMP, for example, or Photoshop. I use GIMP. This. And just check this one like that. And on this side as well. So once you're done with that, you can also adjust the speed here if you like, but I think 0.84 is fine. Next thing we can actually add would be a blinking effect. For that, simply add another shake layer. And go to opacity first this time, and select 255. Or just select 0 first and press clear, then select 255. Make it very small. And now you want to paint the area in between the eye and the eyebrow, kind of like this. And do the same for the other eye. This only works for characters that have a lot of space between the eyebrow and the eye, like that. Otherwise it looks weird. So after you've done that, go to shake direction, select 55, and drag it down like this. It will look weird, but it's normal. It will look like something like this. So go to the bounds, which are by default 0 and 1, and go and add -1 and here a 0. So it will look like this. Go to 0 here and start erasing this instead of push it up. But it should still cover the eye, it just shouldn't cover the whole face. Instead of just pushing out this. So now you can go here, press 0.994 and here 1. And as you will see, there's already some movement. But what I want to do next is, I also want to erase the thing up top here. And also start pushing this thing down. Until it reaches like your eyelid, around that area. Like this. So now this is a bit too little movement for me, so I just want to push it down a bit less. Kind of like this. Here. And like this. Also remove this red stuff since we don't need it. This. And if you want to, you can also change the opacity a bit. If it's a bit too little, so me right now it's a bit little effect, so just do a bit more here. And that's the blinking effect. You can also adjust the speed here a bit. If you put this down, like for example to 0.99, it will be a bit slower. So the next thing we want to do is add some iris movement. Just go here and select this. It's a opacity mask, and let's go down to 47. And then just draw here a bit to make the eyes look more alive. And then we want to drag this effect up. And we want to activate the shake effect. And as you can see, now this is looking weird. Our eye effect is like going all different places. We don't want this. So we just drag this up above this, and it will be fixed. Since these one would always be above those effects. Now we've animated the character quite a lot, but the background is still looking very empty. So what you can do now is press add asset and type in leaves, and add those sakura leaves, for example. So what you notice, you have this weird thing in the middle. With this yellow big square, you just drag it around in position. With the little one, you can drag it up and down to make it bigger or smaller. So just make it a bit bigger. And for this one, you just also adjust the size, kind of. As you can see, something like this is fine. Just drag it about here. You can change the color here if you like, but I think pink is fine for this image. And playback rate and speed will adjust the overall speed of the petals flying, so let's just reduce it a bit to 0.5. And this one to, yeah, I think that's fine. The size I think is also fine, just leave it like that. The count will be the amount of leaves being visible on your screen, so I think I will kinda make it a bit less. Next thing you want to add, just go here and add some fog, just a calm one. Change the size a bit, like this. I think it's fine. Next thing you can add is some clouds if you like. They're not in default in here. You have to browse the workshop and search for clouds. It will be this procedural cloud system. After you've downloaded it, you can just add it into here. Okay. This one you can remove since we will be working with those clouds. Same for the sky placeholder. Now for the clouds. Remove this, and remove this. Make this one visible. And just scroll down, you can change the color here, so I'll just pick some of the background color, and here again. Just increase this a bit. It's okay. Now you can move it around if you like. I think at the bottom it's fine. Next thing I'm going to add is some lights, so type in lights. I'll use those light shafts. You can also use different ones if you like. And just scale it up and move it a bit above her head, it's like coming down. I think the color is fine. Just the opacity a bit, make it a bit lower. This. And next thing you can do, go to scene options next to layers here, enable the bloom effect, and put the strength down to 1. Yeah, 1 is fine. Actually, maybe 0.8. As you can see, it's glowing a bit more. You can I just change the color if you like, but white is fine. The next thing you could add is some amber. So just type in amber, large. And currently they're moving a bit too fast, so once again I'll just reduce the playback rate and the speed, reduce the lifetime and reduce the count. The size is fine. Make them a bit more evenly spread throughout the image. This. And yeah. If at any point in the editing you want to check out how it looks like on your desktop, you can just press this little symbol, or this one if you're making a phone wallpaper. Okay, so the next thing we could add, if you want to, is add a clock. So just do this. Once again, you can download them to from the workshop. Okay, it's the default one here, but also download this one from the workshop and press OK. Once again, you can drag it around if you like and change the size, like this. And I'd recommend if you go to this little cogwheel here and press bind user property, add property, type in clock. Press OK. Now what this does is basically that once you're outside the editor and you're using your own wallpaper, you will have the option to enable or disable the clock. So if you go to clock here, you can enable the 24-hour system. You will also start to notice that there's the run preview button. This button is only there if there's actively script code used in the wallpaper. So for example, for this clock, you can also change the script here if you want to or not. And you can run the preview, and here you will see how it will look like. So I think we're overall done with the wallpaper, as this is a very simple wallpaper. And let me know if this was helpful, if you want to see more like this, or if you have any questions.